Hello there. Hi, good afternoon. How you doing? It's Jim. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if it's your first time here. Now, this will annoy at least one person, but I'm going to do a list. I know. I love a list, and people like lists, but somebody in particular doesn't. And he said, "Oh, don't resort to doing lists." Well, I'm not resorting to it, but I just quite like it. You know, every now and again, a little bit of different content. This is going to be my specifically favourite live albums of all time. Now, this doesn't mean to say there are not better albums out there. Of course there are. I may not have heard them, or they have not resonated with me in the same way as these albums have. So I suspect there'll be a lot of people saying, but you haven't got Who live in Leeds, or you haven't got Yes songs, or you haven't got Emerson, Lake and Palmer's whatever that was live thing, and etc, etc, etc. I know there's a lot that could be on this list, but it's got to be very personal to me and to what I listen to again and again and again, and I love. Some of them are not as old as others. Some of these are really quite old, but some of them are much more modern, and at least one of these, two of these, three of these are discoveries since I've had the channel. Four of them, in fact. Oh my goodness, yes. So I've got a mixture of vinyl and CD, because I don't have all of these on vinyl, or indeed I don't have all of them on CD. So it's a mixture, and I think how shall I do this? Right, okay. My first one is going to be AC/DC. If You Want Blood. This is recorded in Scotland, in Glasgow. It's got Bon Scott. It's early AC/DC, and it's the energy is just insane on this. The very beginning, there's you can hear I think it's a bass amp being plugged in, and it hums, and you sort of get this almost a build up of feedback coming in, and all of a sudden Angus starts ding 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 riff raff, and it builds and builds and builds, and then the band comes in, it explodes, and it must be the most brilliant, sweaty, hot, over the top live experience I think you could have ever have had at that time. And it just the sound kind of describes what it must have been like to be in that crowd. I think it was in quite a small club. It wasn't very big. It wasn't thousands and thousands and thousands of people. It was certainly tens of thousands. It was a smallish gig, and certainly considering how big they went on to become. This is absolutely one of my favourite ever. Well, of course, it's on this list. It's in my top 10. I don't know what order I'm putting these in at the minute, but I'm going to pop that there. Number 2, this is very modern, and this is a discovery since I had the channel, and it's a little bit of a cheat because it's not live in the traditional sense, but it is live. This is Snarky Puppy. We Like It Here. This is actually completely recorded live. It's recorded in Utrecht in Holland, the Netherlands, and it is in front of an audience, but the audience is sitting in and amongst the musicians, all with headphones on, all hearing everything performed live as it's going. There's obviously video of this. I've got a video on the channel, I don't know, a long time ago, to the last track on here, which is called Lingus, and that has one of the most brilliant keyboard parts ever on it. But the whole thing, this is just sensationally good. The chemistry between the players, the surprise delight of the audience, the spontaneity, and the way they everyone just sort of plays off each other and creates this incredible energy, this vibe that would probably not be repeated, certainly in the same way. And for that reason, this is on my list. It is We Like It Here by Snarky Puppy. This record now, this is Simple Minds, live in the City of Light. Now, I love Simple Minds very, very much indeed. And I discovered them when I was about 15 or 16 through some friends at school who were specifically one friend, Justin, who was massively into this band. And he just played it over and over and over again, and to the point where it sort of bore into my brain. And I ended up loving it. This is a sensational album. It's so good. I think there's quite a lot of overdubs on it, but it sounds brilliant. It is Simple Minds at their... What do you describe them as? Symphonic pop or progressive pop? I don't really know. But whatever they were lush and brilliant and amazing. And all their incredible tunes from their earlier years are on here. And I love this with a passion. It's one of my favourite records, let alone live. Right, we've got 3 albums left. I'm going to do a couple of CDs so we keep this balanced. Now, this is, probably no surprise, A Delicate Sound of Thunder by Pink Floyd. This is the first really big live album of theirs, which I liked. The other one was Pulse, which came out quite a few years later. That was, I think that was, what was that touring? That was the Division Bell. This one must be A Momentary Lapse of Reason. They toured. And this is where I first discovered what Pink Floyd live was like. And the video that accompanied it, it's not quite to the same level, obviously, as Pulse. It's a little bit earlier. The stage show is a little bit smaller, but it's absolutely phenomenal and it's brilliant. And it's for that reason, this is one of my all-time favourite ever live records. I don't call it a record, it's a CD. I still listen to it this day, and it's made a lasting impact on me. Now, this is what we do now. Let's do this one. This is Muse. It's called Harp. This isn't. It's a live album. It's also got a DVD on it. This is live at Wembley Stadium, 16th and 17th of June, 2007. I was there on the 16th of June, 2007. This is a record of a gig that I was at, and it was hands down the most jaw-dropping, brilliant live show in a big space that I've ever witnessed. It was absolutely sensational. Every single aspect of it, from the song choices, the set list, from the performance, from the spectacle, the flawlessness of the musicianship, the response of the crowd, the energy of the crowd, just being in amongst it. I've seen Muse a few times, but this is the one. This is the time that I realised what a great band they are. And I know it doesn't gel with everybody, and that's fine. I know music is very, very subjective in that way. But for me, after this, I became a fan for life. I mean, they were absolutely on fire. And I think probably for them at that point, it was their biggest gig they'd ever done. And I knew for them it was a big deal as well. And it kind of made it all that a little bit more special. It was amazing. Right, this one is Stephen Wilson. This is his live, what's it called? Home Invasion, live at the Royal Albert Hall. Absolutely fantastic. Of course it is. It's got everything that you would want on there. Absolutely everything. It's got guests, musicians on there that, well, not even guest musicians, but musicians on there that you would absolutely give your right arm to hear being played. But you've got stuff like that. You've got Pariah, Creator Has a Master Plan, Refuge. I love that song. I know a lot of people don't like To the Bone, but I like that album. Permeating, so again, another song from that album. But we also have Home Invasion, Regret, number 9, which, if you've not heard it, I implore you to listen to that track, either live or from Hand Cannot Erase, because it contains within it probably one of the finest keyboard moments ever committed to tape. And it's repeated by Adam Holzman, who toured with him. He played it on this studio album, plays it here live. It is just incredible. And then, of course, on the studio version, you have Guthrie Govan taking over on guitar. Well, Guthrie, I don't think was on this. It is Bumblefoot playing guitar. But I think, I haven't actually checked that, but I think it is. But yeah, it's got every single thing that you'd possibly want to have. It's got Hand Cannot Erase, Heart Attack in a Lay-By. Those are on the Blu-ray. Lazarus, that's a Porcupine Tree track. We've got Sound of Muzak, Porcupine Tree track. So it's great. It's so good. Absolutely fantastic. And the final CD that I'm going to share with you, again, is one that I have discovered since having a channel. It's a band that I've discovered since having the channel, and a band that I have fallen head over heels in love with. It is Haken. Haken Live, or L1VE, sort of stylized. This was a CD that was made, an album, I guess, as well, following their Affinity tour. So it was a document of that live. It's document of that live performance. I think this is in. Where's everything in? Oh, it's Amsterdam. I was going to say it was at the other one in Holland, but no, this is Amsterdam. But it's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. We've got 2 CDs on here for the whole show. We've also, as a DVD included as well, with 2 DVDs. So you've got the full Amsterdam show on one of them, and then the second DVD's got loads of videos and other live stuff on it as well. It's a great, great collection. A really, really good value. I don't actually know that it's still available, but it's just fantastic. They've got everything everything I love about Haken on here. In Memorandum, 1985. They've got Aqua Melody, so it's a sort of mix-up of some of the stuff from Aquarius. They've got Cockroach King, of course, Atlas Stone, The Architect, The Endless Knot, and absolutely their masterpiece, or one of their masterpieces, Visions. It's one of my favourite ever bands. And I can't be that disappointed that I didn't know them sooner, because they hadn't been going that long. But I'm very, very glad that I know them now. Now, I've got 3 records left, and I'm going to do these in probably reverse order. So the first one I'm going to show you this is Sin Lizzy, Live and Dangerous. It is fantastic. It is absolutely just sensational. It's hard, it's live, it's vibrant, it's vital, it's energetic. It's got all the stuff that you want. I mean, come on, you got on here. You got Dancing in the Moonlight as a cover. Still in Love with You. Johnny the Fox meets Jimmy the Weed. We got, of course, The Boys Are Back in Town, Cowboy Song, Jailbreak, Emerald. The Rocker, She Drives Me Crazy, Sha-la-la. It's just packed full of fantastic tunes. Where's this recorded? At Hammersmith, the Hammersmith Odeon in London, which is that still called the Hammersmith Odeon? I don't know. It's an absolutely iconic venue, and actually, I'm not sure. I think this might be spread across. So it's in Dallas, Texas, Hammersmith Odeon, Paris. So it could. I think it actually might be a few different venues. But nevertheless, don't let my tardiness of the facts disappoint you there, because it is a really, really good album. Now, my final 2, I'm going to go for this as my second favourite of all time, relatively new. 2019, Devin Townsend toured his Empeth album. He played at the Roundhouse in London, and this was recorded. I was there. It was one of those moments where everything came together. The music, the musicians, it was pre-COVID. So the world was still reasonably happy. We had an amazing cast of musicians assembled, Haken support. I mean, it was just one of those brilliant nights. And since having the channel, Devin Townsend has very quickly become probably my favourite artist of the modern age, and I've seen him a few times. Without shadow of a doubt, this probably, not just with Devin Townsend, but with any artist at all, is the best live experience ever. Now, I know I said something about Muse earlier as being the greatest show in a big venue. Well, that still stays true. This is in a small indoor, not small, it's the Roundhouse, we're going to say, but it was a lot smaller than Wembley Stadium. It's not an arena gig. This stands head and shoulders above every other live show that I've seen. And that's a lot. And I can't begin to tell you how good this is. I can begin to tell you, but it would take a long time. Just trust me. This is absolutely the greatest live experience I ever had. And it releases an album, so of course I'm going to have it. Now, drum roll, please. My favourite live album of all time will come as no surprise to anybody who knows me, watches the channel, knows what I like, knows my history. Live After Death. The absolutely legendary, famous, infamous live album from Iron Maiden. Everything about this. Let's bring it back here so you can see. Everything about this is perfection. It was when Iron Maiden were pretty much at the pinnacle of the height of their 80s powers. They had released Power Slave. This was touring that album. It's called the World Slavery Tour. They had released some live stuff before. I think there'd been some few EPs and extra long 12-inch singles and stuff like this. But this is the first proper live album that Iron Maiden released. There've been a lot since then, but none will touch this. It has absolutely the most incredible set list. I mean, you'd bite your own arm off to see this. I mean, it really would. So have Aces High, 2 Minutes to Midnight, The Trooper, Revelations, Flight of Icarus, Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner, Power Slave, The Number of the Beast, Hallowed Be Thy Name, Iron Maiden, Run to the Hills, Running Free, Rothschild, 22 Acacia Avenue, Children of the Damned, Die with Your Boots On, and Phantom of the Opera. I mean, come on. It's an absolutely incredible set. And it's been produced, engineered, mixed by Martin Birch, so the sound quality is sensational. There's video that was made, released with it. Obviously, this is pre-DVD days, so it was all VHS. Quality is not so good. But Iron Maiden is my band, my favourite band ever. Of course, this album is going to be there. I've played this to death. It is such a good record. The artwork, of course, it's Derek Riggs all over here. Is this his finest Eddie? It's got to be up there, isn't it? It's got to be up there. But there we have it. Not anybody else's, but my top 10 live albums of all time. Let me know what yours are. Leave a comment. I'll see you on the next video whenever and whatever that is. Until then, this is Jim, over and out.